Stay tuned for the worst jump in mountain biking history. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Aiden.
I'm Aiden.
Where are you from?
I'm from Helena, Montana.
Montana.
And I ride bikes.
What kind of bike do you have? Are you taking us on?
I have a Trek/7.
All right, and we have the old man there. We had to stop multiple times for him.
Yes, indeed.
But he has new tires now.
First crank.
It was the first crank.
I have it.
Holy smokes. This would be my second day ever mountain biking. This time, it would be Helena's Mount Ascension. We had Aiden, a local bike tour guide, take us out, but it ended up turning into me trying to keep up with him while the broken chain sent Utch back to the bike shop. Ah, fudge! Oh, I mistimed it. It got my jewels. After a slight hiccup, hitting a rock in the seat, well, you know, I started up the hill, which I initially thought was part of the ascension, but it was just getting us to the trailhead. There were some flat parts after the hill, which gave me the false impression that the hard stuff was over. And I was constantly trying to fix a new GoPro I'd bought that day. The day before, I was hand-holding the GoPro Hero 7 when I decided to purchase a GoPro Hero 8 with the chest harness. Obviously, I didn't put it on right, and the camera kept shifting down, which I had no idea what I was doing wrong until I figured out a few days later to actually flip the harness position. I was upset watching this footage back to see most of the shots are, well, pretty low and not aesthetically pleasing.
Stay on your bike. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick exactly where I want my front tire to go. So I want it to go in between those two rocks. And then on the outside of that rock. And that's exactly, but I picked that like while I'm riding. So I'm gonna go in between these, go on the outside of this one.
Doing stuff there. All right, let's try it. Ah, fuck. How come it did that?
Because your tires basically just, you weren't looking where you wanted to go.
Why did that happen? He's over here popping wheelies. Maybe it's because you're a beginner.
Here's one piece of advice you can keep through all the times you ever bike. Look where you want to go, not where you want to be.
Okay.
So,
where do you want to go?
You want to be up, look up, don't look. You don't want to be in the rocks.
Okay. And we're going?
All the way up.
Okay, cool.
This gets way steeper.
Look where you want to go, not where you're going to be. Interesting life. I mean, bike lesson by the kid. And I must have missed the part where he says it gets way steeper. I started doing the hike of bike or walk of shame or whatever you want to call it.
Probably like one of the hardest climbing sections. Right here.
I was breathing heavily and trying to figure out why I couldn't keep up with the kid. The mountains almost 6,000 foot above sea level elevation had long kicked in, and I was elated just to reach the top. Now ascend. This is moderate to difficult. I don't know, difficult. I don't know.
Like a tan top to the right.
Made it to the top. Mount Ascension. It's like a picture out here. The views there were surreal. It felt like I was in the land where the author of Little House on the Prairie or Old Yeller would have been to get inspiration from. Words couldn't accurately depict the drastic differences between being in Montana's nature and Southern California. How what?
Skidding.
Really?
Yeah, I never skid.
So what should I do instead?
Do you use both brakes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just give them both pressure and until I feel the resistance.
So don't skid.
Don't skid. It just destroys the trail, and it's like you'll go through tires so fast and you'll get a flat so often.
Well, I'm trying to stop. Back to my crash course. I was trying to take everything in so I would be able to avoid any bad crash in the future. But the bike I had was a hardtail, my Cannondale Fat Cad 2, with no front suspension. The lack of front suspension or no fork would come back to haunt me on my next ride in Utah.
When do we go downhill?
Plus, the fact that I didn't know the best air pressure to put in, especially since they were fat tires, and there's various opinions on each bike shop I went to, everyone gave me conflicting views. I decided to add a fork later, one of the best forks out there for a fat bike.
This is all downhill now?
Truth be told, I would do Mount Ascension back to back. After taking a couple hours doing it the first time, Utch had gotten his chain fixed, and I decided to do it again. I thought, well, if I could do it once, I could do it twice. I was able to do it, but probably not the best idea, as I had a tough time walking the next couple days.
All right, man.
And then my jump. It felt like I was 10 feet up in the air, but when I saw how high or low I got,
Whoa!
the 2 inches looked like the worst jump in mountain biking history.
That was better.
We did it.
How fun is that?
That was cool. Headed back to the car.
Helena, I am sore. Super sore. Check this out. Silver Star. It says Great Northern Town Center. So much history in Montana. Being in a location where Lewis and Clark were at and seeing the beauty around was breathtaking. And the fresh food, farm to table, tasted different, including their ice cream, my favorite. Right, we've been told that the best ice cream on earth was Wilcoxon from Montana. Got this.
They specially massaging the milk out of it.
Huckleberry. Presentation. We gave away 9 of them. There's 3 left. I haven't even tried it. Let's see. Let's try Wilcoxon's.
How's it taste?
Really good. It's like it's a berry. It's huckleberries from
It's a
Montana. Like a better blueberry. That's what it tastes like. It's more berryish, if that makes sense.
That was better.